Идите на место. Обратно на патруль.
With a name like Dark Sector, I thought for sure this video game was going to be about unicorns and rainbows and magic elves, but evidently it's not. You're playing Hayden, who's an American CIA agent or cleanup man.
I can't do this again.
Just stay focused. Use your training.
I thought I could, but
You're past the point of no return, Hayden. You're already inside the compound. Decisions made.
Are you sure this thing isn't airborne?
It's not, but even if it is, your booster's good for another 6 hours. Now get with it. Plant your charges. Then infiltrate the building.
The storyline's kind of cliched, but not bad. You're sent into this fictional Soviet republic. You have to kill somebody. You end up getting infected with this horrible mutation. You know, you look like the guy from Krull, kind of. This dark horror shooter genre isn't the typical kind of game that I play, but this one looked pretty neat. And it played pretty well on the PlayStation 3. In this game, you have to use a lot of strategy and problem solving to get through the game, as well as a lot of shooting and hacking and slashing. It's a lot of fun.
It's done.
So it's basically a cross here between Soul Reaver, Krull, and Crocodile Dundee. You know, where Crocodile Dundee would always rely on his knife and boomerang to solve problems. Well, so does Hayden, except his hand generates a glaive. And he uses it to solve problems in a peaceful and constructive manner. Whoever did the acting for the voice screams deserves an Oscar, because they're just tremendous. All the sound effects and the music are really good in this game. I was very impressed. Let's get back to this glaive, which is the key feature of the game, because you use it to solve problems and get through the game. You can electrify it, you can light it on fire. But the glaive is great. And you can also use it to pick up machine guns and objects. You see me throw it out there and it brings a gun back into my hands, then I can use the machine guns. You really have to rely on your glaive. And that makes the game challenging and very unique and very enjoyable. You can also control the glaive while it's in flight, and you have to use that to solve some problems and hit buttons and electrify the glaive for certain boss battles and whatnot. It's a pretty handy tool. I kind of wish I had one. To me, it wasn't the most interesting storyline in the world, but I thought that the whole game concept of relying on your glaive and using problem solving and shooting with a tremendous environment, great graphics and sound. If you like what you see on the screen, you'll definitely enjoy this video. You have to light your glaive on fire at certain points in the game to get through doorways and whatnot. I like that stuff screams when you ignite it. You can also electrify it by throwing it into a transformer. Later in the game, you get a shield. You can also use your glaive as like a flashlight. It's a pretty handy tool. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of your mutated, infected, diseased body. You encounter a number of end boss-like guys throughout the game, and you have to use your glaive and your arsenal of weaponry to defeat them. There's one guy who keeps hopping from pillar to pillar in a church, and you have to light him on fire. Falls down. It's a good time. If this guy ever gets bored of being a CIA agent, operative, he could most likely open his own tree trimming service. That glaive would be handy in getting those branches that you just can't reach. You know, it's a shame this game doesn't have unicorns and magic elves, because you could light the unicorns on fire with your glaive, and then steal their unicorn horn, and then stab the magic elves with it. And I think that's a great concept for a sequel.